What is up, guys? It is Pup, your coach of the Green Bay Drilburs, and today we are battling for week 2 of the Team Rocket Draft League, which is our Generation 3 draft format. We got a tough matchup going on today, and we're bringing some, well, I think 2 Pokemon that we didn't bring last week. Keeping the rest pretty much the same. Well, let's go over both of our teams. First of all, my team, we've got Breloom, Alakazam, Kangaskhan, Walrein, Arcanine, Shedinja, Electrode, Glalie, Arbok, Rhydon, Mantine, and Solrock. While on the opponent's team, this week they're going to have Snorlax, Crobat, Cacturne, Jinx, Aggron, Altaria, Camerupt, Hitmonlee, Electabuzz, Duskull, what's that fish's name? Gorbis. Yeah, Gorbis, and Lapras. I'm just looking at the pictures there and I can't believe I keep forgetting them. But this week, it's going to be a little bit tough. They have the very, very fast Crobat, which can definitely be a big nuisance to my team. Snorlax eats every hit and can probably wall my Alakazam. I mean, I don't have an easy time with Electrode as they have a really good switch in and Camerupt against me, and obviously the Snorlax. And I don't know. I feel like this could be really tough. Hitmonlee could end up sweeping me. Oh well, we'll see. First, I'm getting right into the team builder. I'm starting off with Arcanine. So this same as last week. And if you guys don't know, in Generation 3, there's no team preview. So the first Pokemon in your party just leads the battle. So I'm gonna lead off with Arcanine. I feel like they might lead with the Cacturne since it gets spikes. So they might just try to throw up some spikes on turn 1, and I can just destroy that thing with a flamethrower, and it'll do 1,000,000%. My speed is here. I'm hitting 231, so I'm gonna be faster than the Cacturne, even if they are max speed. And I can hit them real hard, potentially kill them. I also have Extreme Speed, Protect, and Toxic on this set. Toxic is really good against that Snorlax. Really want to get that thing on a timer, even though he might bring Rest if he's not some sort of like choice band set. But Toxic is also really good into a lot of the other walls on their team. You know, into the Camerupt, into the Lapras. Altaria has Natural Cure, so that's kind of unfortunate. Also Protect here. It'll stall Toxic turns and get us some leftovers recovery back, which is really nice. And we're rocking pretty much max defense. And that'll just ensure that we live a lot of hits from that Snorlax, from the Crobat, from a Hitmonlee, you know, everything really. Second, we're going to bring Electrode. We have a little bit of an interesting set this week. We got Patea Berry with Static, T-Bolt, Hidden Power Water, Explosion, and Substitute. So we need to run Hidden Power Water to hit that Camerupt. But something nice is that we can click Substitute and get down to our Patea Berry. And what Patea Berry does is raise your special attack by 1 stage when you're at 1/4 HP or less. So what I can do is I can just hit Substitute 3 times, get down to my Patea Berry, and eventually maybe be able to potentially sweep in the end game. We'll see if that really works. So we need to chip down the Snorlax and the Aggron probably a lot, and Electabuzz. But Hidden Power Water is great. I also have Explosion on this set, so I can just try to nuke something, maybe take down that Snorlax if it'll actually kill. And since we're just a very, very frail Electrode anyways, we're just running a minus defense, hasty nature with a lot of speed, enough to outrun the Crobat, and then max special attack besides that. Next up, we're gonna have Kangaskhan. This is a very similar set to what we brought last week. We got Return Wish, Protect, Earthquake. That Stab and Earthquake is just super good into their team. The only thing they have for it is Duskull, which completely walls me. But I feel like I have okay answers into Duskull. I don't think that they would actually really bring it anyways. Maybe as a means to try to counter this and my Breloom though. But this set can eat up a lot of hits. Has a lot of nice speed on there too. You're hitting 241, so it's going to outrun the Lapras and below. And if stuff is not really that much speed invested, I can outspeed the Altaria maybe even like Jinx if it doesn't have very much investment. And then I just have a lot of max HP here. Next up, we have Choice Banded Arbok. I thought this actually looked really good into their team with Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Body Slam. Really, Earthquake spam is great into them. They have Altaria and Crobat and Duskull that can get by, but we can really destroy those things with a Sludge Bomb, or, you know, in the Duskull's case, maybe we could run Shadow Ball over Body Slam since it's physical in this gen. You know, to be honest, I like that. I'll change it. Unless we don't get Shadow Ball. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. Alright, never mind. So we're going to have to pretty much rely on Rock Slide and Sludge Bomb to hit that thing. But it's okay. It does seem like kind of an issue for the team, but I don't expect Duskull to come anyways. But who knows? There's no Eviolite in this. Let's go into our stats. We are max speed Jolly. That means we're going to outrun an Altaria that's not max speed, and then everything below that. So that's most of their team, and we can really take out a lot of that stuff. Fifth, we're going to bring Alakazam. Alakazam is awesome on our team. Got Leftovers, Inner Focus with Psychic, Ice Punch, Calm Mind, and Encore. So if the Snorlax is resting, or if it's setting up curses, or whatever it does in this gen, or if Cacturne is spiking, or if something is bulk upping, I can Encore them into that, set up a couple Calm Minds, and click Psychic. I'm going to outspeed everything except for Crobat, so that's why I'm not that speed invested, because I wasn't going to hit Crobat anyways, and I have a lot of HP investment, so I can live some not too strong physical hits, but I can live a lot of hits on the special side, especially with Calm Mind. And if I get that Crobat out of the way, then I can really just sweep with Alakazam easily. And last but not least, we're going to have Walrein. Got Leftovers, Thick Fat with Ice Beam, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Toxic. This Pokemon walls out a lot of things on their team. It's my Snorlax switch in, and if the Snorlax is a Choice Banded set or does not have Rest, then I completely beat it 1v1. Ice Beam is also amazing stab into the rest of their team and destroys almost everything, except for obviously Lapras, which we can just click Toxic. It's not too good into the Gorbis, which we can Toxic. We can click Ice Beam into everything else though. So that's it for my team. I'm not as confident going into this one. I mean, just seeing it as how my team is, I don't think it's as strong as I thought it was when I was drafting it. I think Breloom is having trouble finding a role on this team. I don't think it was a bad first round pick, but I think it's just really hard to set it up in a good role. But maybe next week I'll bring it, I could lead it, and it could throw off a nice focus punch and pick someone off. So you never really know what I'm gonna bring. But anyways, I guess that's it for my team builder, and we can go right to the battle. Alright, here we are with the battle, and it started off pretty well. We definitely led right into this guy, and we can just outspeed and throw off a flamethrower. I could overpredict and click Toxic. You know, I really do, but I'm just gonna click flamethrower as they go Snorlax. And that looks like it's probably Thick Fat. And, you know, they could just send off like a self-destruct, but I think Toxic is pretty good into them. Yeah, let me just Toxic. Worst case scenario, I can Encore them with Alakazam if they start setting up and have Rest. And I don't think that that is immunity damage. I'm pretty sure it's Thick Fat. They're taking a little bit with this move. I wonder what they're really thinking about. Feels pretty simple. There we go, Toxic. And they try to send off Toxic, but that one misses. Pretty good for us. I'm just gonna click Protect, see what they do again. They just Toxic. And I feel like I go to the Arbok and start firing off some pretty nasty hits. So it can't get Toxic. I could also just stay in, or they could click, I mean, Body Slam. It's not the end of the world. Let's go Arbok, lower the attack. They do just Toxic, and I am immune. So that is definitely a good start. I mean, just send off Sludge Bomb. I think it does pretty good damage into their entire team, especially with the Choice Band on this guy. We'll see what kind of set he is, if he's just special defense, if he is... well, I think he's definitely a decent amount of special defense, but we'll see if he's any Fizz Def. It looks like maybe just a little bit. But we get to take this thing down, which is really nice. And he can tell that we are choice banded based on damage. Yeah, that's seems like a pretty normal defensive Snorlax set. Very glad that he was not immunity and that he was thick fat. And if he wants to save this thing, then I mean, I'm really fine with that. You get a lot of damage off on camera up tier. And I think my switch in always should be the Wall Rain. I don't really know how much you can do to me. And I am very, very threatening with a water move. I think what I do is I just throw off Toxic. If they go Snorlax, I think I can kill them the next turn with an Ice Beam. I mean, it's close. I'm just going to throw off the Toxic. I don't think that Snorlax is the best play, maybe if they want to sack it, but it seems like they might want to try to rest it up. Or save it for a like self-destruct sack. Nice thing is I always have Protect on this thing. They go Lapras, and that's a amazing Toxic. And they must, yeah, they must be Water Absorb. I don't have Protect on this thing. I feel pretty fine. They might go for like a Thunderbolt into me. I feel like Kangaskhan is a pretty good switch, and I can do some decent damage to them. They can't do too much to me. I mean, like an Ice Beam is doing about 30%, and they just Toxic, which is completely fine. I don't really mind being Toxic. I mean, I was really good into like Wish Protect on their team, but I can just fire off some returns here as they go Snorlax and sack it. So it's a good start for us. I think, yeah, thought they might bring in the Cacturne. They're going to outspeed and set up at least one, probably 2 layers of spikes, which is annoying. Oh, I'm actually going to outspeed it. They're really defensive. Interesting. I'm going to go hard Arcanine this turn. I don't really want my Kangaskhan taking too much more damage. And they go for the Protect, so I made a great play. I'm going to Flamethrower this turn. Try to get rid of this thing. If they go Camerupt, it's a good play. And Camerupt is very annoying into my team. And luckily, I already have a good bit of chip on it. Flamethrower will do, you know, like 16-ish% into Lapras. I'm doing 24. That's not really that bad. And I can easily click Protect here. Get some more chip and heal up to full. I'll see what they want to go for. They just go for a Surf. Now, I feel like they could Toxic this turn. So I'm going to go Kangaskhan. Make that play. I don't really think it's going to do too much. Yep, I thought they might Toxic. Good read, good read. And then I really want to double to the Arcanine, predicting that Cacturne to come back out. But it's definitely a scary play. They could just sack this thing and take their damage. I'm just going to return. They do just Protect. And I'll return here again. I should have wished on that last turn, but, you know, it's not really the biggest of deals. Yeah, I definitely return. I was going to say I could click Protect, but there's no real use to it because they might just switch out and save this thing. Try to get Toxic off on some of my other Pokemon. But so far, this is off to a pretty good start. King is definitely sacrificable, though. There goes Lapras. There goes Kangaskhan as well, though. They can go into Cacturne and set up another layer of spikes freely. I mean, they could also just click Protect, but I don't think that that's very good for them because then I just bring an Arcanine. Interesting. They bring in this thing. Well, we get to see what kind of set it's going to run. I get a big return off on it, which is definitely fine by me. They do Dragon Dance. And I wonder how much you're actually going to do into an Arcanine after I intimidate you. I mean, I'm not doing too much as well. How much do you do to Walrein? What do you have? Let's see. Like a Dragon set. You know, Earthquake, HP Flying. They're really not doing too much to my Walrein. I feel like I can freely just fire off Ice Beam here. Camera Up doesn't want to come in and take it. They just go for the return, just 25%. That is the power of Walrein. Now, what is their last Pokemon in the back there? That's a really good question. I don't really think that they're going to go for a grass move. Even if they do, it's really fine. They're probably just going to get up another layer of spikes. So I think that I'm going to click Ice Beam. And I just outspeed them. That's good. Okay, so they do have Crobat. So I definitely feel really good into this end game and just click Ice Beam. It does 1,000,000%. Sludge Bomb is not even going to be a 2 KO. I could even rest, but it's not necessary. And the last Pokemon is Camerupt. How much do you do into me? I don't think you have a really good set that beats me anyway, so I'm gonna rest, try to preserve some diff. I just go for Earthquake, does 23. So if I get a Toxic off here, then the game is 100% over. And I get Ice Beam, that's fine. They roar me, that's fine. I get Arbok. How much is my Choice Banded Earthquake doing? It shows that it's gonna be a one-shot. So that should end the game right here. Perfect. I didn't even have to bring out 2 of the Pokemon on my team. It was a really good battle. Good game. I think I just had a pretty good matchup. As soon as I got the Toxic off on the Snorlax, that was the biggest threat to my team. I mean, having the Electrode in the back was really good against what he brought, besides obviously the Camerupt, but we have Hidden Power Water. So I don't know, I feel like I played it really well. I had a great lead, didn't let them get up spikes until later, and then I got really good chip on everything. So yeah, I think I played it really well and learned from week 1 getting smashed by the Medicham, and hopefully the next couple weeks can be just as good as this one. And if you guys enjoyed the battle, please leave a like or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.